This is NJ, your host on this channel, continuing our discussion on understanding the basic attributes of all the rising signs, where we are trying to understand the lucky colors, gemstones, compatible signs specific to all the ascendant. In this video, we will have our discussion on the Cancer Lagna people. So now guys, to begin with the positive and negative attributes of the Cancer Lagna. So when we talk about positive attributes, so definitely because their Lagan is being ruled by the planet Moon, a planet which represents emotions and feelings. So their whole persona is being governed by the feelings, governed by the emotions. You will be very lucky if you will have a Cancer Lagna person as your good friend, because he will definitely empathize with any of your situation. Also, these people are sometimes so sentimental, like even if you will see them watching any movie or reading any post, so they actually invest themselves very strongly with their emotions. That is the only reason the world has seen some of the greatest artists and creative people who are with this Cancer Lagna. Also guys, you will hardly find Cancer Lagna people to be harmful. They are like the true nurturers of the whole zodiac belt. And in terms of their friendship, in terms of their commitment, these are among those people whom you can very fairly put your trust on. Guys, when we talk about the flaw side of the Cancer Lagna people, so many times what I have seen is that for a Cancer Lagna people, they actually need someone or a pillar to invest their emotion. Like for example, if you will find that a Cancer Lagna person is not finding true luck in the prospects of relationship, because in their case the irony of the life is that opposite to them falls the sign of the planet Saturn. So because of which, and Saturn has not only got the ownership of the 7th house but the 8th house as well. So because of which, if they will not find true people in terms of being in a loving, nurturing, caring relationship, or in extreme cases, if they come from a very abusive kind of family life, then they are always on that lookout for that emotional refuge. Now in certain cases, people nurture their pet as their pillar of emotions. In certain cases, this requirement of the emotional pillar takes up the form of some sort of devotional worship, but definitely emotional anchor becomes very important for the Cancer Lagna people. Now this is a flaw in this regard, that in today's day and age where everyone is so material driven, so being this much sentimental sometimes does not work out in your favor for your own emotional mental health well-being. Now guys, just because we have to focus on the basic attributes of the astrology, so to begin with, now definitely if we have to pick up the auspicious planets for a Cancer Lagna person, so Moon becomes the ascendant lord and it becomes the life-giving planet. So whether we talk about the gemstone of Moon, which could be a pearl, white color, or the orange color, is considered as very lucky for them. And not only that guys, I would say that drinking lots of water becomes very therapeutic for them. Having silverware around them, like if you find yourself all the time emotionally drained or a lot of the mood swings, so then I would say that drinking water from the silverware will prove to be very favorable or very rejuvenating for you. Second most favorable planet for a Cancer Lagna person becomes the planet Mars. Now when I was talking about the weakness of a Cancer Lagna, I forgot to mention this thing, that a lot many times in their case, because of too much of the invested emotions, they many times come across as little bit gullible. So what happens is that just because of their own emotional fragility, they actually get attracted more towards very kind of strong people with strong personality, or a typical Martian personality. So Mars becomes a very favorable, a very Yokarka planet for the Cancer Lagna people. And like even if you want to know the compatible signs as well. So Cancer Lagna people get along very well with the Aries Lagna people and even the Scorpio Lagna people as well. So yes guys, whether we talk about the gemstone of Mars, which is the coral, and also red color proves to be very much auspicious or favorable for the Cancer Lagna people. Now the third most auspicious planet is definitely the planet Jupiter. And now guys, one thing which I want to highlight over here as the positive attribute of a Cancer Lagna people is that if they seek refuge in any guru or any teacher, these are among those people who tend to remain very loyal student or disciple. So, and a lot many times I have seen a lot many Cancer Lagna people that if they are going through any of the difficulty or problem, so these are among those people who will be the first to go to any temple, go to any astrologer, go to any psychic, because in their case, if you will see the whole alignment, so Jupiter has got the rulership of not only the 6th house, which is the house of difficulty, but 9th house of divine protection as well. So yes guys, Jupiter becomes very auspicious planet for them. So yellow color is very favorable, and the gemstone of Jupiter, which is yellow sapphire, I would say that because it has got the rulership of the 6th house as well. So you have to get your chart scrutinized by an expert astrologer before wearing a yellow sapphire. But in 90% of the cases, yellow sapphire tend to do good for a Cancer Lagna person. And guys, apart from that, because Sun in your case has got the rulership of the 2nd house as well. Now 2nd house is not a very auspicious house, it's like a killer bhava, Marak bhava, but just because the natural friendship between your ascendant lord and the Sun, so even the gemstone of Sun, which is ruby, can also be considered. Guys, when we talk about the role of the planet Venus, so Venus kind of plays a very neutral role in the chart of a Cancer Lagna person. So whether we talk about opal or diamond, so you have to get your chart scrutinized that in which dignity and strength Venus is placed in the chart. Now guys, when we talk about the planets which are not favorable for you, so number 1 is the planet Saturn. Now Saturn becomes a proper Marak or killer planet for the Cancer Lagna people. So which means you have to refrain from the light blue color and you have to refrain from the blue sapphire. Now guys, these days, see, you have to be strong with the basics of astrology. I have come across lot many cases, someone who is like Aries Lagna person, and if his concern is on the relationship and people just look at the 7th house, oh, why not you wear a gemstone of Venus? Now Venus is a Mara killer planet for a Aries Lagna person. So you need to have your basics clear first. So that is the only reason guys, being a Cancer Lagna person, I can assure you, because you are emotionally so fragile, so impressionable, if a Cancer Lagna person is going to be going through the Saturn Mahadasha. So compared to any other person, Cancer Lagna person will definitely have a stronger impact or effect in his or her life. Now that does not mean that just because you are not able to handle the Saturn Dasha that you will wear the blue sapphire. So this is what the basics, this is where the basics helps you. So Saturn becomes a very inauspicious planet for you, so which means refraining from blue sapphire and the light blue color is important for you. Now guys, the second most inauspicious planet for you is the Mercury, and that also makes sense because Mercurians are so logic driven, and being a Cancer Lagna person, you are so much emotions and feelings driven, and that is also one of the reason that Cancer Lagna people do not get along very well with the Gemini rising or the Virgo rising. So yes guys, the gemstone of the Mercury, which is green emerald, and the green color, you have to refrain. And apart from that guys, you will not believe, both Rahu and Ketu are not favorable for a Cancer Lagna person, and specifically Rahu, which is the chief significator of mental turmoil, all sort of mental issues, or either in a positive side, Rahu will be working with too much of its self-interest or with too much of the mental aptitude being put forth, which is completely in contradiction with your emotional nurturing qualities, or in its negative state it will be giving lot many mental turmoil. So because of which Rahu becomes the most inauspicious planet for the Cancer Lagna person. Now whether you're going through the Rahu Dasha, which can actually create lot of issues, lot of problems, and also the gemstone of Rahu, which is the Hezonite or Gomed, which a Cancer Lagna person has to always avoid. And also guys, in lot many cases as well, the Ketu Dasha also tend to remain with lot of emotional mental pressure on the Cancer Lagna person. And guys, when we talk about the devotion and the worship, so what I have personally seen is that worship of Lord Shiva proves to be very therapeutic. Now guys, that is one thing which I can assure you. Like obviously when we are on the path of devotion, some people take the path of devotion or bhakti for their spiritual elevation. For some people it is the ultimate path towards salvation. But in my own experience, one thing I can assure you, whatsoever you will receive in the path of devotion to Lord Shiva, now whether this could be wisdom, whether this could be removal of your problems, I do not know, but one thing I can assure you is peace, 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 which you will get for sure. And that is the only one area where Cancer Lagna people struggle the most. So I would say the worship of Lord Shiva becomes and acts like a therapy for the Cancer Lagna people. And along with that, because Jupiter also has got a very strong role to play in the life of a Cancer Lagna, so even the worship of Lord Vishnu also proves to be very therapeutic for all the Cancer Lagna people. And yes guys, being close to water, having a lot of consumption of water, or having silverware around you will also prove to be very therapeutic for all the Cancer Lagna people. So this is something guys which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs on this basic attributes video on the Cancer Lagna. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyavad.